Well, guys, where in the world is Roman Reigns? Well, you certainly won't find him at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view in less than a month. What's up, everybody? Welcome on in to the PWTorch Daily Newswire for June 9th, 2022. I'm PWTorch Assistant Editor Zack Heydorn. And yeah, Roman Reigns, his absence continues. He's gone. We know that. We know that he's not around for a bit here. But he was supposed to be at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view as previously scheduled. But the Wrestling Observer is reporting that he will no longer be a part of that event, and that the Riddle versus Roman Reigns match that is presumably in the cards at some point and was mentioned this week on Monday Night Raw and presumably some follow-up tomorrow night on SmackDown, that match is likely not to take place on pay-per-view anymore, but on an episode of WWE television. The report did not indicate whether it was SmackDown or Raw that the match will take place on, but it is going to happen on TV rather than pay-per-view. Regarding Roman Reigns, Fightful is reporting that while Reigns is not going to be at Money in the Bank, he will be at SummerSlam in Nashville at Nissan Stadium for what is the biggest or second biggest WWE show of the year. So that's good, I guess. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Roman Reigns not being on the show, are you indifferent? Do you care a lot? He's the undisputed world champion, and that title has yet to be defended since he won it at WrestleMania. I don't think that's a good thing for WWE right now, especially given the circumstances with Cody going down with an injury. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments, and we'll chat about it. In other news, we saw Andrade make his return to AEW last night in the Battle Royal to crown a contender to face Jon Moxley, to then become contender for the interim AEW World Championship at Forbidden Door. Yeah, that's what actually happened. Jon Moxley won that match against Kyle O'Reilly and will be advancing to Forbidden Door. But Andrade returned. But does that mean Charlotte Flair is set to return to SmackDown? No, it doesn't. PW Insider is reporting that currently Charlotte is not scheduled for this week's episode of SmackDown. We haven't seen Charlotte since she dropped the SmackDown Women's Championship to Ronda Rousey in an I Quit match at WrestleMania Backlash. Andrade and Charlotte recently got married and just wrapped up their honeymoon. So no Charlotte Flair this week. Maybe next. Who knows? Also, last night on AEW Dynamite, a ladder match for next week's Road Rager episode of Dynamite was made, and it's going to be a triple threat ladder match for the tag team championships. So Jurassic Express defending against the Young Bucks and the Hardys. Should be complete madness from a match perspective, and a lot of fun to watch. Here's the hoping Jeff Hardy doesn't try anything silly. He's getting up there in age, and he can do things in the ring that aren't fall off of high ladders, but it's a ladder match. It's what Jeff does. So I know a lot of us will probably be shielding our eyes when that whole thing goes down. Rapid fire here, folks. AEW Dynamite ratings are in from last night. 939,000 average viewers. That's down from last week a smidge. The adult 18 to 49 demo rating also down a smidge from last week. They were going up against NBA competition, NBA Finals competition, that is, Celtics against Warriors. So factor that in, if you will. It still was the number one show on cable. So Tony Khan is certainly going to talk about that, and he has on Twitter, if you want to go and check that out. Will Ospreay made his AEW debut last night on AEW Dynamite. I wish we could say more about it, but he just kind of did with not a lot of fanfare. We'll see what happens next. He's going to wrestle on AEW Rampage tomorrow night. And finally, AEW announced a new championship title. Oh my goodness, yes, a new championship title, the All-Atlantic Championship, a tournament going on right now for it. Pac and Buddy Matthews wrestled last night with Pac winning and advancing in the tournament. But another title, really? not great. Not great. EW. That's the news of the day. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. You can follow me on Twitter at ZHeydornTorch. That would be great. And we've also got some really great content on the way this week. Check out the new Fireside Chat with myself and Tyler Sage. And also, we'll have an interview with Josh Alexander, Impact World Champion, ahead of Slammiversary this weekend, up on the channel sometime tomorrow. So make sure to check back then and watch that. Should be some really great stuff. Josh is always an open book when it comes to interviews. So super excited about that. With that said, I'm Zack Heydorn, and we'll catch you guys next time.